Hey, Jared.
Yes.
Why do rich movie families always say things like, stay for the summer?
I don't know. They seem like, they always want to take in some poor person for, like a whole season. It does seem that way. I don't know why.
Because when you have 40 rooms, guests are just furniture.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah. The amount of rooms in this place, in this movie is
Insane.
It's insane. Yeah. The whole estate is insane.
It is funny. Like, stay for the summer.
Yeah.
They can't just come over for a day or two.
No. That's not how
I feel like that's
the rich folks do it.
Yeah. It's also kind of more of a European thing too, right?
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know.
Yeah. They're kind of more just chill in general and just taking one day at a time and just they're on their own schedule for sure.
Hey, welcome back to Screen Time Film Podcast, where we discuss a director's filmography in chronological order. Of course, when they only have a few, it doesn't, it's not as much of a big deal. But we're currently discussing Emerald Fennell's filmography, which is only 3 films.
Mm-hmm.
So we're right in the smack of the middle.
Yeah.
Saltburn. But Jared, I have a complete and utter horror of podcasts ever since I was a child. I don't know why.
Man, that's literally the quote
Is that what you think too? Oh wow.
I didn't get another one, so that's all right.
Well, I also
that's surprising. I didn't think you'd get that one.
Well, it was good when they like swapped out the words.
Yes, definitely.
Also, like, she'd do anything for attention.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Which both are lines that
the mom.
Yeah, but what's the actress name?
I forget. Well, it's Rosamund Pike. But I don't remember the.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like Rosamund Pike, both that she gets to deliver some ridiculous lines.
Yeah, she has some good lines.
All right, so I'm Josh, and this is Jared.
Hello.
Yeah, if you don't haven't listened before. Yeah, I know. You haven't listened before. We're getting into Saltburn. So this came out in 2023. Rated R, 2 hours and 11 minutes. A student at Oxford University finds himself drawn into the world of a charming and aristocrat classmate who invites him to his eccentric family's sprawling estate for a summer never to be forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
So this was directed and written by Emerald Fennell.
The last film was too, I think.
Yes,
right?
correct.
Yeah.
This stepped up the game on the cinematographer.
Oh yeah.
Linus Sengren. He's done La La Land. He did No Time to Die, and then soon or currently Dune Part 3.
Mm-hmm. First Man in Babylon too. So it's Damien Chazelle's cinematographer for most of his films, it seems.
Yeah. Same composer though, Anthony Willis.
Yeah.
Production costs.
This was tricky, but I don't remember what last week's was, but I put down 50 million for this one.
So last week's was 10.
10, okay. I mean, this is definitely more.
50 would be a good guess. 50 would be a good guess because I even have a 20 million.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So, and I looked this up because I thought that was really low.
Yeah, for this.
And obviously we'll talk about this more. We talk about the film, but I think a lot comes down to just using really good sets. Mm-hmm. Like I'm sure they shot at Saltburn Castle, and so the texture, all that's there already. So that saves probably a ton of, and maybe some of the other, like if you're using practical instead of having to build things, that's where a lot of like the like just the settings, like
Yeah.
it makes a big difference.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, most of the movie is only there. There's only a few other, I mean, the beginning is at the college. And
but like I'm sure they used just a real,
but I was thinking mainly also just the actors that are in this as well, because they're more famous than now at this point.
Yeah,
when this came out,
or
when this was filming.
But like Barry and Jacob, the leads, when before this came out, they weren't as big.
Jacob already was, but I guess not Barry Keoghan.
How was he other than just Euphoria, but not movie, but just Star?
No, not movie, but Euphoria was massive at that point.
Yeah, because
that was like that started in 2019. So,
yes,
yeah, I guess he hasn't been in
again. He was
until
popular,
yeah,
but that doesn't mean you can warrant a big payday on film.
Yeah, no, but I mean also the two parents are very big actors too that have been around a long time. So I figured they probably got a decent amount too. That's really it though.
Yeah, I did look it up because like I felt like at some level, like a comparable film that we watched not that long ago was Challengers.
Oh yeah, around the same time too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's maybe the same year, 23.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds right.
And we've got one
Euphoria actor in it. Yeah.
And then the similar like the other character. Anyway, but that budget was $55 million.
Okay.
And just to me, they feel very similar. Like in
yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Why was that one a lot more then?
Well, I mean, Zendaya was definitely a little bit bigger, I think, already because she already had been in some other movies and stuff at that point.
Yeah.
Whereas, like the Jacob, I don't know, was he in another movie besides this?
I don't think so.
I think it's like his first.
Not yet. I don't think
film. Yeah, I think that maybe plays a role. I don't know. I don't know what else, but yeah, it's and for some reason the other actor, Barry Keoghan. Yeah,
I don't know.
But he kind of reminds
reminds
me of the two guys in Challengers too.
A little bit, yeah.
Like they kind of just like a little bit of their kind of look and vibe.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There was just something there that
was so around this time. Although he didn't end up being in the film, but they released the scene afterwards. He was in the Batman as the Joker, in like a scene that they didn't ultimately put in the film, but then released later. But you hear him talking in the very end of the film in prison or in Arkham. But then they showed the actual scene of him talking with Batman.
You're talking about Barry Keoghan?
Yeah, and that would have been around this time too.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
But I don't remember what else he was in at this point.
Yeah, I don't know.
But he's about to be in the Peaky Blinders movie, which I'm very excited about.
Okay.
Just in general, because I love that show.
Yeah.
So I think it's coming out in like a week, actually.
Yeah.
Very soon.
Right on. Well, just a last little note there.
Yeah.
This was not nominated even for
anything.
No.
Wow.
Which is wild. I was surprised. I kind of expected, because especially after the last film getting some noms and wins, that you think that this would at least get some noms.
Maybe this year was,
stiff
there was probably a lot. Yeah. There's probably a lot this year. I don't remember what all came out in 23.
So we're speaking to the cast. We got Barry Keoghan, I guess how you say his last name. Jacob Elordi, Archie Medicue, and Sadie Severo, Rosamund Pike, and then Carey Mulligan.
No, not Carey Mulligan.
Mm-hmm.
Is she in it?
Yeah.
Again? Really? Who is she?
She's poor dear Pamela.
Oh. The other girl looked familiar too, though.
Oh, not to me. I didn't.
Oh, okay. Well, Richard E. Grant is the dad.
Oh yeah.
He's
Yeah.
big also.
Yeah,
I like
right.
him a lot. Or I've seen other stuff I really liked.
Yeah.
He's great.
So I didn't catch him when looking through
Yeah.
the IMDb list.
But I believe it's everyone. You know what I did notice this time though? I don't know the actress name, but the guy at the beginning is Aemon Targaryen in House of the Dragon.
Oh.
When he's grown up in like in season 2. I was like, oh, that's that guy. Because I'd never seen him in anything else.
Yeah.
He has a very distinct face. And he's always making like that blue steel face with this. Yeah.
Yeah, the guy that's like his weird friend.
Yeah, in the beginning. Yeah.
In the beginning, yeah. All right, what's
Is
your...
it Aemon or Aegon? I don't know. There's all those names. It's tough. It's tough to keep track of them.
Yep.
It's one of those.
Mm-hmm. All right, so overall thoughts on this film?
So we both have seen this before.
Yes, once before.
We, once. I believe we both talked about it when it came out on the pod. What did I write down for this? I like the story. I think it's an interesting story. But even second time watching it, it's a little confusing still to me. And then, too long, I thought, but the filmmaking and cinematography really keeps you engaged. I think, because it's always interesting in like the way the camera's moving and what the camera's doing. Mm-hmm. It's just like really great in this. So I don't know. I was trying to think if I liked it less or more, about the same as I did the first time watching it. I remember liking it the first time, and I guess about the same this time. But I was hoping I would understand like some of the motivations more this time, because I did in the first time watching it, and I don't know if I do.
We'll have to talk about
anymore.
it.
We'll talk about it. Yeah. What about you? Second time watching it.
I think I don't remember where it's at. Well, I mean, before watching it, I can say I remember thinking, oh yeah, I liked it, but didn't like. But I think watching it a second time, I think I like it more than I watched the first time. Because I think like the second time watching it, you kind of start to really feel the satire much more than like the first time. You're like taking it more face value, and I think it is more satirical. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
But it's also, very dark.
Oh yeah.
But and then I think, both our leads give some great performances.
For sure.
Jacob Elordi especially. Just to also see, and I think that's also maybe the first time watching it was closer to had seen him in Euphoria, and in Euphoria he's such a like kind of not a good person.
Yeah.
And so maybe it was a little bit harder to disconnect, whereas like now it's been years since I've seen any episodes of Euphoria, and then watching this again and like really seeing him play the part of this, like, kind of that type of person just has that energy that draws everyone to him, right? Like, and he does such a good job of that. And maybe that's really his real personality. I don't know.
Maybe
never met him outside of, never met him, in person to like see what he's like. But, just that kind of, that charming and like whatever, that personality where everyone's just drawn to.
I was going to ask you if, now that we watched this other film, did it remind you of Call Me By Your Name at all? Because I thought that a little bit with you're mentioning Jacob Elordi's personality in this, and how Barry or Oliver like gets drawn into him, just kind of like Armie Hammer and Chalamet in that.
Yeah,
I don't know. I thought about that this time.
That's true. I
hadn't seen that film before when I first.
Yeah, I didn't think about it. But you're right. It does have similarities.
Me and the location too.
Like, I feel like that film, like it was definitely more that they were definitely more think actual, gay versus, and just kind of keeping it hit. Whereas I think these guys
True.
maybe aren't, but like yet, I don't know. I think it's kind of what's implied, but
yeah,
anyway,
that's true.
Yeah, but you're right. There's some
I
similarities.
mean, personality wise, though, it reminded me of that with them.
Correct. Yeah, where the Army Hammer's character in that, like, it's just kind of like just more magnetic personality, and that's the word I've been trying to think of, and I hadn't said it the other time.
Magnetic, yeah.
Magnetic personality, and just people just drawn to a smile.
Yeah.
But cool. Well, let's get into it. And I mean, it's I think the setup here is very stereotypical, and then which is what, like, you kind of like, oh, this is the usual, like, poor kid gets brought under the wing. Yes. But then, of course, at the end we get all the little flashbacks, realizing that, like, he planned this thing the whole time. And so that's where it's like, oh wow, okay, that's pretty dark in his part. And
it's like the whole movie, it just progressively gets darker and darker as it goes.
For sure. But
I really like the time period it's set in, like in specifically mid 2000s, and like and they do a good job with that specific time period, and like there's just a very specific vibe to the culture of that time, fashion, even the music from that, which they play into a lot, which I'll mention when we get to score. Just some awesome needle drops in this movie.
For sure.
I like the time period anyway. Thought it was good to set this in it.
Yeah, kind of.
Don't really have like
pre-social media, pre-rural internet and technology.
Yeah,
like
cell phones.
Like, it's kind of right before that.
Like, they were cell phones, but not in the same way. Not smartphones.
Yeah. So were you sympathetic for Oliver in the beginning?
In the beginning, I guess somewhat. I mean, you really see how he's just like, just from the way he's portrayed in the beginning, is just like, he just really is wanting to fit into this very specific group of people. And then just like immediately when he meets was him, because Barry Keoghan is Oliver, and then Jake Velour is Felix. Yeah, Oliver and Felix. So when he meets Felix, I mean, just like immediately he's just like obsessed with him, like right out of the bat.
And then do you think he was obsessed with him, or do you think he was obsessed with the idea and like what he represents?
Well, in the beginning, it's played more like, or seems like it's just more, he's just obsessed with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then in the end,
yeah,
it's kind of like, oh, he was just more obsessed with the material.
Yeah. Well, he was just trying to get in with the whole family. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's what I mean which we'll probably get to in the end, especially like in themes, because I didn't understand the first time watching it, and I still don't fully understand Oliver's motivation and why he did everything that he did and plan this all out.
Right.
Still not completely sure why.
That I don't think
they never
really give you a specific thing there. It's more just that it was all intentional.
Yes.
All intentional to manipulate them and escalate things. So then, we get to the setup, and then he gets invited to Saltburn for the summer.
You know what, though? I was just thinking about you do see a little bit in earlier, because obviously you first see him, Oliver is like way more, he comes across way more innocent, and I guess a little bit like kind of the complete opposite of how Felix is. Like he's way more reserved and I don't know about shy, but what I was going to say was them with his friend, don't remember his name, but the guy from House of the Dragon. You see it like how they're together like hanging out, but then like he immediately just like discards them. And so like you see that there's like, oh, really didn't expect this kind of person to just do that. So you see some of like of really how he is.
Yeah.
Even in the beginning.
Narcissistic tendencies of like,
you see it a little bit then, which makes a lot more sense once you get to the end of the film. But at that moment you're like, oh, that's kind of messed up that he did that. And it doesn't seem like someone like the way he's portrayed would do that. So
yeah. So he gets invited to Saltburn.
Yes.
And this is where most of the film takes place.
Yep. I just, well, kind of already mentioned, but I just like the Saltburn estate in general is just like absolutely insane. Like I even watching it this time, I was like even more kind of blown away of how big it was. Cause like, I don't know, it was like even bigger to me this time. I was like, I couldn't believe but I do love cause I noticed a lot more with the set design. I love like the classical style of it, but even the way the rooms are and the way they design the interior, just really cool. Yeah. We see a lot of it in the different rooms, and this is just awesome.
Yeah, the obviously the building itself almost is a character in this film, where like because just the setting and the vibe of it, and the intro, like of him, he's like got the weird butler and even the eccentric parents, and it's like I mean, like it's like one of those things where it's like you got so much money that you almost have to be weird just to be entertaining or something. I don't know, like why does it they end up that way? I guess. Like
I think to your point, the question you asked in the intro, also that's another thing is, this is what these kind of people do when you're like that level of rich, where like nothing matters or you don't have to worry about anything. Like they get bored, and so they do these kind of things. We're like, hey, let's bring in this random,
because it's fun to see their reactions, and almost it's like a zoo animal watching them.
Yeah, you get that in a lot of movies. Yeah, you bring in like
But I wonder if does it happen in real life?
Person. I don't know.
And if so, can some rich person take me for the summer?
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. Yeah, let us know in the comments if you're on this level of wealth, because we're not in that category. So, but yeah, I would love to go to a state in the summer. Yeah. I promise I won't do what Oliver does.
Right. So then they have to entertain these the other family that comes.
Yeah.
And they're all...
It was pretty early on. I had a note about, they do it a lot with like the music throughout the film, that from like this specific time period, like mid 2000s. But I love the scene early on where you see them all watching Superbad, which I didn't remember from the first time watching this movie, but I was like, that's great, because it would have came out around like right around that time. But they're watching it at home, so it, enough to where like it just came out.
Yeah.
And I guess it would have been DVD at that time,
I guess.
Yeah. But it was just, so like that's another thing, just culture wise, I do a good job with everything from like this specific time period.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they are watching it, and the dad's laughing his butt off.
Oh yeah, they all are. They love it.
Yeah. So you have this family that they hate, but they have to host them over. The Cattons.
I thought that was their family name. Is that not their family name?
Oh, that is their family name.
Yeah, I thought that's what.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry. Getting him confused. Yeah, because this is a little premature. Because that happens after he's already. So I think the interesting thing was like when he kind of starts to fall for the sister, and then like finds out that the brothers like starts to get irritated with him about it. It's like the one thing that's when he like plays the trick on, gets the other guy kicked out.
Yep. I guess, well, because that would be the start of like, around then would be the start of like these very specific scenes that like this director really loves being as extreme as possible with any of the sexual scenes. And I remember that was like one of the main things that when this movie came out that everyone was talking about, which we'll get to the other ones too, but like the scene with him and the sister at night,
but also
and then obviously the ones later as well.
Yeah.
The bathtub, the grave, and all that. And like we'll mention it. Yeah, we'll talk about all of them too.
Bathtub is, yeah.
But like that's, I don't know. It's definitely something that this director likes to fixate on, because I haven't seen Wuthering Heights, but you know, I heard there's stuff like that in that movie as well. There's not as much in the first movie though.
Yeah.
Not to the same degree.
It was different.
Yeah.
It's different. Yeah, but also that's kind of the start where he starts to do manipulative things. But at that moment you're like, oh, he's just trying to get this guy out of the way, that he like you still don't realize the level that he's going to go.
Yep.
Or he's already gone, that we just don't know. Right? Like there's like the start of it is more like innocent, like, oh, I'm just trying to stay in the good graces of him. I'm going to tell the lie a little bit and manipulate, and then, you know, get this other guy who's obviously trying to get rid, you know, it's like he started it kind of thing, you know, like, so then you don't feel like Oliver's doing something too bad, because you're reciprocating and kind of, right?
Yeah, at this point, yeah, you don't think he's doing anything too bad, yeah.
And then I think the real moment is when, you know, the real tone shifts is when his birthday, Felix like surprises him and takes him to see his mom. And that's when we find out, like, oh, his dad's still alive. They're just a nice family in a nice home. They're not drug addicts. He has two sisters. Like, he'd been lying about so much.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where the shift happens, where it like really starts to be like, because that's when the audience switches from, you know, up at that point you probably still felt bad for Oliver, like you're still sympathetic to him and his, you know, his bad upbringing that you thought he had, and that he doesn't have any money, and that, you know, he's down on his luck on different things, and even bringing in, you know, brought into this family, you know, and yeah, they give him a place to stay, whatever. But even that, like, you know, he's around these weird people, and they're, you know, maybe not necessarily treating him as best they could in the general sense. Felix is fine, like he doesn't really, but like some of the other people, and just the way they just weird about things.
No, you're right. It is around this time. Yeah, that's
when you get
the big
like,
shift.
Yeah, it's shifted for you as the viewer, and really shifts.
Then it keeps going.
And that's
when
it spirals. Like he goes into, basically
taking them out like one at a time.
Yeah, yeah. But it's like he's sort of one, like he's get his defense mechanisms like start, and he's like to cover up the lie, I gotta get rid of Felix now.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everyone's gonna find out. So then at his party, he drugs Felix, so he dies, which is
Yeah, and that's one. I mean that part's pretty shocking because you think that actor would be in the film the whole time. So like that, I remember the first time watching it, I didn't think that would happen. I mean,
well,
even though he's still in it most of the film,
yeah,
but
he's still in there most.
yeah,
And and then even that, like the way everyone's reacting, like immediately, and of course they're probably coming down off some drugs, but immediately like the sister and the other friend are like hysterical when it's like, well, is he dead or not? You don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not like obvious. And then the parents like are just kind of like, oh well, like in denial that anything happened.
Yeah.
So it was but yes, and he starts dismantling them one by one. The sister committed suicide, quote unquote, and then he finally gets the friend to be. I guess he doesn't kill him. He just gets him to actually be like gone now forever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then the dad.
Don't remember what.
It's just like he died. Yeah, they kind of just talk about it because the time passes because
the mother's like what the other one's really big that scene that
well, so the dad pays him off. It pays him off eventually, right? To leave.
Okay.
And so then he's got a bunch of money, and he's living. And then the dad, but I don't know if that's something he controlled or not because it's not real obvious. The rest of them, it's obvious he like set him up. Yeah. But then the dad passes away, so then he runs into the mom again, and then she brings him back to the house, and then of course fast forward, he convinces her to leave everything to him. It looks like when you see the like flash of her signing paperwork, and then she's dying from something in a bed.
Yeah, and that's the other scene where you really see how far Oliver goes, but just how he is in that scene with her in the hospital bed is just like
well, then you have this like him in the grave.
Well, that's what I mean of all the like extreme scenes that were like the ones that are most memorable that like stick out of the movie. And I remember a lot of people just talking about when this movie came out was those. I mean, but even before that, like I said, it was definitely the bathtub scene. Mm-hmm. The grave scene the most I remember is which I obviously
Felix,
like that's
Felix, one. Like with Felix's funeral, and then like the graveside, and then everyone leaves to give him a moment.
Yeah,
and, well, he has a moment.
He sure does. Yeah, but that's what's like interesting is. I don't know, like it just seems like the level of obsession Oliver has with Felix to do what he does with the bathtub and then what he does with the grave too.
Mm-hmm. But then still kill him.
Right. That's what I'm like.
It means like it was all about he wanted the money. It was all about the status of money, and the power, not necessarily love.
I don't know. It still seems like he really was obsessed with him at least, or very attracted to him too, though.
Oh yeah. No, I mean I don't. No, I'm saying it, but he wanted the other stuff more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he starts with his voiceover and kind of ends with his voiceover.
Yeah.
And monologue, whatever, and he's like, was I in love with him? No, but I loved him.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, that's true.
He says that a couple times. He says it at the beginning and the end.
Yeah.
So then we do get the final reveal that these flashbacks to see that like Oliver planned almost all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like even not having money for the drinks at the bar.
It's crazy that it goes back that far.
Yeah, he's just like he was constantly manipulating the situation.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I do. Well, I don't know if you wanted to talk about anything else because I do.
Then we get the triumphant dancing.
Yeah,
naked.
the final scene is what I wanted to mention.
Yeah.
Which, like, for his character now at this point, you're like, okay, like, this scene makes a lot of sense just of how deranged this person is. But what I do love the most, which is we'll get into in score, is like, this is a perfect needle drop, this ending. I love this song. And it's just awesome. Like, just elevates the scene a lot. And
Yeah.
I think it's a good way to end the film.
So, what emotion did you feel after?
At the end?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to say because like I'm so into that song that I'm just like I'm just grooving out to the song.
Yeah.
That like I don't know. I'm not really thinking of anything else. Which actually, in a way, maybe that's the point that they're trying to do with the scene. Because like then I'm like, it almost makes you feel like you don't feel quite as bad for him, even though like
right, because in the moment
so
right
many messed
before the
up
music
stuff.
comes
Yeah.
on, then that moment you're like, this guy's terrible.
Yeah.
He's gonna end up lonely because he's not has no one left in his life that even cares about him.
Yeah.
And he's just gonna have money and die alone. And then, yeah, the song kicks in.
But then, yeah, the song kicks in, and he's just dancing around the whole house or
Naked.
estate, naked. Yep. And like, I don't know. Yeah, it is. I think they just do a good job with that, to where like you. Yeah, I don't know. You're kind of just like. Obviously, you're not like with him or rooting for him at that point, but you're almost. I don't know how to explain it. You're just more. Just kind of like, you almost are like dancing with him in that final scene. I don't know. To me, that's what it is. But again, it's also just because like it's such a great song. But yeah, I don't know. How'd you feel in the final?
Yeah, I mean, I
The
think
final scene.
like that was kind of already said, but yeah, like
Right before, yeah, you
right before it,
yeah.
but then yeah, the music kind of kicks in, and then you kind of, like you said, you're kind of like grooving and also just
yeah,
watching this guy be ridiculous and
yeah.
dance around. It's like a long one take though.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. We'll get into all that with cinematography in a second, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. So you got anything else you want to say about
No.
specific scenes? All right. So we've got the opening stuff with, the Oxford stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It feels more polished. I feel like it was like a little bit more static cameras and just like rigid. And,
Oh, so we're talking about cinematography now.
yeah.
Okay,
I
okay.
thought we already moved to that because I said
Well, no,
anything
I
else.
just mentioned it, but you didn't say anything. That's
Well,
why I was like,
but that's you got anything else covering
Okay.
that, and then
Okay.
sorry.
yeah.
So then I was like, all right, moving on.
Okay. So you're saying the
Yeah, like
the way the film looks is more polished in the beginning?
a little more polished, a little bit more intentional static camera framing.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
like
that's
a
true.
little
Yeah,
more
it's not moving
rigid.
around as much.
There's not as much. It's I think it's supposed to kind of set the tone for the vibe then, because then later.
Later, it's moving around a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wanted to mention. I mean, in general, I mean this film is shot beautifully, I think,
Mm-hmm.
but also like I don't know. I always like the choice. I mean, I think it's a cool kind of like artistic decision, even though you don't get to see as much. But like, I always forget the aspect ratio. But like the square, I just fuck the square. There it is. Yeah, I
which
always
is
forget
basically
the name.
what TV used to be.
Yes. But I think it's cool. That's still a choice that people do now.
What do you think they
I
chose?
guess, you know what though, but now thinking about it, because of when the film takes place, I guess Maybe that's partially why. I don't know. No.
No, because I mean, movies have been.
Well, movies were widescreen before that, but I mean, like, just like in general, you're still watching stuff. I don't know. Most people didn't really have widescreen at home.
So why do you think it worked?
I don't think it necessarily worked any more than if they made it like a normal widescreen. Like, I still think that would be great too, but I think it's more of I look at it as more of like an almost indie hipsterish thing to do nowadays. Like, that's what I think about it when people do it. But I don't know ultimately the reason why filmmakers decide to do that or not. But I don't know. I like it though. Yeah, I don't know. What do you? I mean, do you like it at all, or do you? Yeah.
No, I think it worked. But I think trying to like, I don't know if it made it more complicated, but it's obviously not the way they do it normally. So it probably makes it a little bit more complicated. So I mean, it's not just something you do on a whim, right? So I think
you had to plan for it, because you're still filming.
Well, obviously plan for everything, but I mean, like, you intentionally have to make that decision
that you're not getting.
Yeah. So you intentionally,
because you still have to film it normally. Like, you're not. Is there a way to film it already knowing or already seeing that aspect? Can you still film that way?
If you shoot digital,
okay.
Then, I mean, unless you have some special camera, probably not. Then you're just gonna know where you're gonna crop it. But right. Same thing with any aspect ratio.
Yeah.
And like scope versus, what's the other? Yeah.
I don't know. I can't help you here. This is your expertise.
There's a name for the one that's like wider, than scope, but that's mainly
not anamorphic.
Well, it's mainly used because that's where it originated from.
Okay.
The aspect is because of using anamorphic lenses, but now it's not. It has a separate name and it's not synonymous. It's like people will shoot with spherical lenses and still crop at that aspect ratio. So there is like.
Well, speaking of, you just mentioned shooting digitally though. To me, like, one of the reasons why I really like the way the film is shot is because it has it's not as like grainy as it would be on film, but there's still like some like grit to it seems, but also the specific texture of how the lighting and the shadows look in this was very particular too. And I don't know what that means, and if that means shooting on film or still doing digitally and just lighting stuff a certain way, or however much you do in post. I don't know, but I don't know. I just really love the way this film looked and had a distinct look to it that I loved. So I don't know. Yeah. What? Is it a lot to do with the lighting? Because it seemed like the shadows look different than a lot of other films. And the way stuff was lit.
It's probably more where they color graded it.
Okay.
And be my interpretation. But so my thought, and this is like watching it, I kept trying to think the 4x3 and then also including the grading style.
Yeah.
Is all to kind of make it feel more home movie-ish.
Oh, okay.
So then you're watching almost like, again, not to the level where it's going to be shaky cam or something where it's like found footage, but so it feels like you're more watching just something they would have captured their time, especially like once you get to Saltburn, and it's kind of like more just like the family dynamics of what's happening. I think that a little bit of the color grade gives it that warm, almost like I want to say like Polaroid look.
Yeah.
Right. Like there's like this, like where like the shadows are not super black and they kind of have like almost like a gray to them.
I didn't think about it that way. I mean, I love the way Polaroids look anyway, so maybe that's why I like it.
Yeah.
So it has that
like
kind
especially
of
when they're all out in the summer outside the grass, like it feels like that. Like,
it does. Yeah. It's
like a Instagram filter almost. Yes. Right. And so I think a little bit of that, and I think is all kind of playing into that. But that's just my thought. That kind of was when I was watching it, especially seeing it the second time and trying to like knowing going into it, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. They did this in 4x3. Like obviously that was a choice. What was that? What was the reason behind that choice? And the more I watched it and kind of the color grading there, I was leaning towards that's kind of maybe the thesis statement around it.
Okay.
That would then make you steer, because that's not should, and I can't imagine them not. This cinematographer is obviously very talented. Like you go into it with that kind of, you have like some kind of thesis statement of like what your motivation is.
Yeah.
To make a bunch of choices, and then you make the choices to support that
right.
You don't just do it because you think it looks cool.
Yes.
Right? So I think and hope that's, I try to do even like on the stuff we do, like, right? Like whether you're gonna shoot something handheld on a gimbal, all that, like the camera movements, it doesn't move, all the things that go into that are hopefully motivated by the key points are trying to, the emotions, the feelings that we want to convey in a commercial. So you have choices you're making, but you're hopefully making based on that, not just because you think, oh, this will look cool.
Yeah, right.
Though, let's be honest, that sometimes some things are just, you're like, hey, this will look cool.
Yeah, that's true. But no, I know it has a very distinctive look, and I really like it. But like that's all I can say about it, and just like guessing on like, oh, why does this look different? But then that's why I always like to ask you about it, because you can obviously go into more depth about it and know the reasonings behind the cinematography. So
and then I think
no,
I was just gonna say, and then the kind of some of the framing and different things in that sense from a camera and movement or not movement. They definitely, which I like, but it definitely leans more towards, style and then being like as obvious for the narrative, I guess the best way to put it. Like,
okay.
Right, like sometimes framing stuff a little weird and where it maybe doesn't help be as clear as it could be. But again, those are choices to make things a little bit more, because where you place the camera, what you show and don't show, and some of that obviously comes into editing too, but like, where you cut and don't cut. But I think playing into those things with this and trying to be a little bit more obscure in some of the stuff, and which I think is the kind of the point, because obviously he's manipulating and
it makes
viewers being manipulated basically as well, until that point where you start finding out that he had been lying and completely about everything.
Right. Yeah.
So,
well, just like even before this film, it's just knowing that this cinematographer did La La Land, like just that movie alone, it's just like that movie looks incredible. Like it's, I remember you like just like,
I don't like musicals, and like I would put La La Land as up there.
I know, no, but not even just the film as a whole, but I remember even when that film came out, I remember you just like talking about it and just endlessly, even the way it looks, and just like, obviously it's very color specific for every scene, which is so cool too. But like, I love that movie for so many reasons. The music of that film is a whole nother thing that just like is incredible. But so even that alone, but then he's obviously done the other stuff we mentioned, and then so much though that Villeneuve, because he can't have Greg Fraser, picking this person is like, okay, that's another thing. It's like that's a pretty great.
Like I said, I'm gonna be fascinated to see how these two kind of come together, because Villeneuve definitely has a certain style that he brings to the cinematography.
It's like complete,
because
there's completely opposite of this, because like that's
correct.
Like,
this is very intimate and very like voyeuristic. Whereas
that's a good word to use.
Is not that way at all.
Well, because I actually have a note about that. That's a good word to use. I didn't think about that. Voyeuristic, because I have besides that, this is only in the beginning of the movie, but I love the extreme close-ups of like all the cigarette lighting and smoking and alcohol drinking. Those are really cool. Like those quick cuts of like these extreme close-ups. But then the thing that made me think of, you mentioned like the shooting it in a voyeuristic way is it reminded me at points where like the cinematography informs the POV almost of like the person that is infatuated or lusting after someone. Like they do that with I noticed in different like they do that with the bathtub scene. I want to say they do it one other time later as well. But like the way the camera moves is almost POV sometimes of like the person that is like in a voyeuristic way. So that is, all that I think is amazing. Like the choices that he made for that as well. Really cool.
For sure. Yeah. Anything else about
Nope. Cinematography? No.
All right. So then the score and music. All I have is lots of needle drops that were great and numerous.
Yes.
Yeah. That's basically what I wrote down.
Yeah. That is the big point that I'll talk about, but there is some score in this for sure still. Yeah. And it's very classical sounding, whether it's like orchestra, choir, or just piano. Sometimes it's just only piano. But all of it, it's very good. But it's pretty sparse. There's not a whole lot of it in the film, because to your point, it's mostly needle drops. But all the needle drops are so sick, and they're very specific to mid 2000s too, which I loved. Because the one, I forget the name of it, but like so popular from that time. I think it might be, is it LCD Sound System? But the needle drop that plays when they're out in the sun is great. So that song was huge, especially at that time. But then I still think the best one is the final one, Murder on the Dance Floor. It's such a sick song. So it's a song I hadn't heard in forever, and then when I watched this the first time, and then even watching it again this time, I was like, man, it's just great. And a perfect needle drop for the ending. So yeah, all that was great. But yeah, great score too.
Cool. All right. So overall theme or message from this film.
So this is something that like I didn't write down a lot, and maybe because I still don't ultimately understand all the motivations. So I don't really have a lot, but I imagine a lot of people watching this movie and really dissecting it, you could put a ton down for this.
Okay.
A lot of different things. But I just wrote obsession and desire is a big thing in this. Class in relation to the Catton family versus Oliver. That's a big thing, obviously, because the difference or perceived difference throughout the film with the societal class of that family and him. And so those are the main things I have down for big themes in this.
Yeah, I put obsession, envy, and the seductive power of wealth.
Yeah.
It's kind of the theme of this. And yeah.
Yeah, as you think about it, it's like that final scene is just like, it makes it fun because of the needle drop, but then you think about it and it's like, so Oliver's successful. He's literally just dancing around this massive estate naked, but then it's like, ultimately, like, what's he going to do? He's got this massive place.
Right.
And like, is he really just going to be like happy? You know, it's like in the moment, sure, but like, anyway.
Right. No.
It's just like, what do you think about like days, weeks to come, years? It's like, I don't know if it really was worth it for him, but I don't know.
Here, let's look up some trivia.
Yeah.
But one thing I realized, what are we doing next? We can go ahead and mention, because Wuthering Heights, not quite out on VOD yet. I believe it comes out. I just looked it up the other day. It comes out very end of this month.
So we won't be able to do it yet, but we could do it a little bit later. So I guess we can go on to Lord and Miller for our next film.
Yeah, because we're planning on covering them, to it. And we'll go see
Project Hail Mary.
Project Hail Mary in theater, so we can cover that.
I mean, yeah, that's not that far away even.
Yeah, I know.
Like that's coming up quicker than I thought.
Yeah, have to remind me to get tickets, figure out what night we're going to see it and stuff.
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, so what's their first film? Is that the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatball?
Yep.
All right, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatball.
I'm looking forward to it. I never saw it.
I haven't seen it in a long time. The kids used to like to watch it.
Yeah, you were mentioning that. Yeah, but no, we will get to Wuthering Heights.
We'll circle back.
Later. Yeah, just like some of the other ones that we will fill in at some point, like One Battle After Another. There's a couple more from previous directors that we can now. Running Man with what's his name?
Edgar Wright.
Edgar Wright. Yeah.
Yep, and I haven't watched any of those for that reason. Like kind of like, I might as well hold off till we need to watch them for the.
The only one I did watch The Running Man. I think I mentioned on the pod. I think it was when you were gone. I think it was Blake and I were talking about it because he watched it also. But I can always revisit that. But yeah, I know I'm still holding off on One Battle After Another, and I really want to see it. But I know, like, I want to wait.
Yes, same. All right. Rosamund Pike lived in Saltburn House while filming. Just lived there.
Yeah, why not?
And why didn't everybody?
Yeah, why didn't it's big enough.
The Minotaur statue was designed using Barry Keoghan's body as a reference.
Okay.
During rehearsals, Rosamund Pike and Carey Mulligan improvised the conversation they have in their introductory scenes. Emerald Fennell found it funny, so she added it into the final screenplay. Similarly, Pike joked to Fennell that her character secretly thought Common People by Pulp was written about her, which inspired some of the final dialogue in her sunbathing scene. That was a funny.
That was great. It was a great scene. You know what? I still I can't believe I didn't recognize Carey Mulligan in this. Yeah. But I guess I'm still picturing how she looked in the last film.
Yeah,
and that's very different.
Very different. Yeah,
than this film. Obviously, I've seen her in other things too. But yeah.
For the film, a number of changes were made to the Saltburn estate. These included the shared bathroom connecting Felix and Oliver's rooms with a bath made especially to accommodate Jacob Elordi's 6'5" frame.
Yeah. That dude is. I knew he was tall. I didn't realize he was that tall. 6'5". That's crazy.
Some of the marketing for the film included intentional short clips lasting less than 15 seconds, which were designed to act as tasters for the film and give away much less than a conventional trailer or even a teaser. This was the idea of producer Margot Robbie.
Producer Margot Robbie?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Who wanted to maintain an element of mystery about the film and not show too much before the viewer. Is that the same? It's the same.
I mean, that's just interesting because then she's the main actress
in the next film.
Yeah.
So the actual place used for Saltburn is Drayton House.
Okay.
So
where's it located? Do we know?
Which was built in 1300. Lowick, Kettering, UK.
Okay. I don't know where that is.
So I guess what's on camera is actually this Drayton House.
Right.
So then Rosamund Pike was staying at the real one, maybe?
Oh, it's not staying at the one they're filming
So it's not the one where they're filming, which I didn't realize until now. I get this far down.
Wow, okay.
Felix and his sister have matching tattoos, a set of stars. The stars were taken from their family crest. Additionally, Felix's Carpe Diem tattoo is the same font as the family crest.
Nice.
Each frame of the opening tiles were hand-drawn, gilded and painted, and then applied in stop motion. Took months to make it as a single frame. Took half a day.
Wow.
It's a lot of work for I mean, not that it wasn't nice looking.
No, that's crazy. That, I mean, yeah, it was awesome.
Emerald Fennell lent the cast some of her own clothes, which she had worn back in 2006-2007 to give an accurate sense of the fashion during the period in which the film is set. These included Alexander McQueen jacket, which Fennell had worn while a student at Oxford at the time, in which the character of Elspeth wears during the film itself.
Nice. That's what I mean. Yeah, they did very well with that time period, with everything. Not only like mentioning the needle drops, but the sets, the fashion, clothing, obviously all that.
Oh yeah. So that Venetia's hair was intentionally damaged by bleach, which would have been popular at the time.
Oh yeah, very popular.
The most expensive song to license for the film was Mr. Brightside by the Killers.
Oh, I totally forgot about that one too.
Being performed on screen by the actors is a visual vocal, which costs more.
Oh, was that one with the karaoke ones they do?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that one. But that was also a massive song. Yeah, I guess that would have came out around that time, yeah.
Director Emerald Fennell stated that the point of Felix is his unintentional cruelty. In every scene, he does something cruel that he overlooked. Fennell cast Jacob Elordi because his audition painted Felix as having a lack of consciousness rather than the intentional charisma other actors brought. The Dayton house has never been used for filming before, and that was important. They find a place that was unfamiliar to audiences.
Well, I mean, shout out to them for doing that, because that can't be easy to do. Find a place that no one has filmed at before, you know?
Yeah. Oliver had fantasy sequences that were cut from the film, which Emerald Fennell described as being about entwinement. She stated, "We didn't use the film in the end, but sometimes in his fantasies, Oliver was Felix and Felix was him."
Oh. Interesting.
Neither leads are English in real life. Both had to have fake
That's
accents.
True. I don't know Barry Keoghan. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, they said, yeah, but like I didn't know beforehand. Yeah.
Right, but I know Jacob Elordi is Australian. But I don't know about Barry Keoghan. Oh, I think he's because I just saw him in I did just see him in The Banshees of Inisherin, which actually came out around this time too. I believe he's actually Irish, which would work well with Peaky Blinders as well. Him being in that coming
up. Shot in 48 days.
Wow.
It was shot midst of COVID.
That's another reason, especially in that time, filming, to keep it to like very minimum locations.
Yeah.
Making that a little bit easier for shooting, I imagine, at that time.
All right. Well, any final thoughts?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm still about the same on it. Like I like the film. Don't love it. But I don't think it's changed second time watching it though. And I thought it would. But it's interesting. You said you like it more now, second time?
I think so. I think it's a lot more of like being able to appreciate all the other things that went into it. When you watch something the first time, at least for me, I try not to be critical and try to just like take it all in.
Yeah.
So you're just more experiencing it. And then if you're watching something a second time, you can kind of then start to observe like this, like the choices in cinematography, the choices and just different things like that that I try not to do because I don't want to be taken out of the story the first time. And I think those aspects, especially then seeing the budget, knowing that they were able to make it look this good and such a low budget. I think all in all, like I said, the leads, the cinematography, there's so much going on here that is working well.
Yeah.
That even if it is a little like weird story and definitely dark, not something that, and with an ending that you're just like, well, you don't really want to celebrate this guy just took down this whole family. But
well, and the levels,
it's like not a feel good thing, right? Like,
no.
Which is like, I think harder to then want to rewatch, right? Like it's something that's like
True.
that. But all in all, like I think it elevated it, being able to like really observe those things and see them to be executed so well. And
so the you didn't feel the runtime?
No,
wow. Okay.
I mean, I think there is a little bit in the middle where it's maybe a little drag, but no, overall, I thought it moved along all right.
I mean, that also plays into how much you're enjoying the film too. Obviously, it's like, if it's longer, but if you're really into it, like, so.
Okay, well, you guys can always let us know your thoughts, and we can read them on the podcast next week or whatever, whenever you write them in. So what did you think of Saltburn, or how'd you feel about it? And you can let us know by emailing us at feedback@screentimepod.com or leave a comment or DM. And you can follow us on all the platforms at Screentime Pod, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And if you'd like to follow each of us on Instagram, I'm at JYoungBar.
And I'm at Jared Youngbar.
All right, we will catch you guys next time.